where of all the celebratory days of the year, this part of the season, you count down to December 25th, is a monumental period in the lives of many of us as people who grew up in the country. Yes. So, Christmas. It's all encompassing because it not just culminate or not just start and stop with December 25th. The period leading up to Christmas for us as country youths, you can see the activity, you can smell it in the air, you can see things happening around you. Yeah. You understand what's going on in the politics, parish council, shuffling thing around. I remember now, back in the day, nobody had a debit card and a bank account to get them Christmas pay. Most people used to get, maybe government workers probably would get like teachers or civil servants like teachers and police now would get paid by checks and so on. But the average person who worked for government back in the day in a country, them get a brown envelope with cash in it, I remember we used to go and they could pay bills with my brother all about in a rural Portland. And you never have no security with you. You have the big bag of money and the envelope them on your right, John Brown, Tom Stroke, Susie Q name on the envelope and them line up and everybody come. No bad behavior. But you know Christmas in the air. Because you have certain things where have to take place during Christmas. And we are talking about the whitewash, the palm tree, the base of the palm tree and the sidewalk, them and drain start clean. Every drain in a port start get brushed out. And when I talk the early morning, man with them long bush and the back like white from my back pocket, I talk about bolo work. And now them call it deep bushing. Back in the day, we just call it bolo, B-U-L-L-O, bolo work. Like, allocated through parish councils all throughout Jamaica. Right around the time, maybe leading up to Christmas. 3 weeks or so, because people want to get paid maybe a few days before Christmas so they can do them last minute shopping. But the big excitement for us as children was the spirit of Christmas itself. So we are talking about caroling. Now, as you got older, you kind of come to realize all kind of little things used to go on with the caroling thing. Because caroling at early morning and the older youths and adults go to caroling. So it's an opportunity to be out and to be out in the dark. So say song are singing, because you can hear people in the morning and the beautiful, songs are singing. Yes, man. And you catch the vibe. You hear caroling and people, you know the people them. And you open up your window or you open up your door, you stand up by the fence and you watch them, or you just listen to the songs as they sing along. Yeah, man. And the church, them have them leading up to Christmas. Church like the Catholic Church, them have them midnight masses and Baptist and Anglican and Methodist and Pentecostal and so forth. Have them little service leading up to Christmas time. So you kind of just understand, say, Christmas in the year. But what the excitement, the big excitement for many of us was the fact that the barrel come from foreign. Yeah. Barrel come from foreign. And when I talk about the rice and the sugar and the flour and the toilet paper and the salt seal and the tide and so on, we are talking about the clothes we have come. Because the one day of the year where people dress up. You don't go nowhere else, but we know a party. When the barrel coming, and people dress up and walk from Prospect to Bumbook and all about in between. Like $1 in your pocket, but you make sure so you put on the latest pretty than that. Have all your polyester pants and the puff sleeve shirt and your platform shoes. You have $1 in your pocket, you can't go matinee, you can't buy an ice cream. But you dress up and you're feeling good. Yeah, man. So there are people that work on ship, or them they are England, or them they are America, or them they are Canada. Wherever them is. Barrel, I come. And look at preparation for the food thing. You have the sorrel, you have a whole heap of food for Christmas, the Christmas pudding. I remember Virgin Fair and his mother used to bake some wicked pudding, But that is when I turned big man, because back then, no, never really used to move them kind of way. But it's for right, you should carry pudding come a town for it during the Christmas season. I think that's how Ferran learned how to become a baker, or he got interested in baking. So Christmas for us now was the day of Christmas. Christmas Eve now. I can't remember now, I don't know what shopping for what present like how you see now, big mall and all them things, We always just look forward to a little thing from it. And if you get sometimes you never get no barrel, And some little whole over thing you hold on to, you got church clothes and so, because back in the day, you a whole heap of brief, a whole heap of socks, a whole heap of shoes, a whole heap of pants, and a whole heap of shirts. You have a little church thing them. So maybe you just hold up and some of them on a Christmas day you go wear it. I remember now, like me and Ozzy and Richard and so, we just walk up and down the street. Just walk up and down the street from morning till evening. We can't stay out late, because we are youth. We can't go show, we can't go midnight show, we can't go Delmar Theatre, we can't go Capital Theatre. We just walk up and down from now a bumbo come right up. And all you can remember now, as a real youth now, is that you see the man must string up the big set them. But boy, you kind of feel away, because all you can do now is just watch them string up and test the sound, the amplifier them until big people time to come out late at night now. And I like now still, where people come out at 1, 2, 3 o'clock a morning to dance, People start come out at 8 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock, dance start, Club 22, a compound, and so on. So for us, it was primarily a time of celebration. Because no independence, we never really celebrated like that. Christmas was just like an all-encompassing, because between the religion and the politics with the bottle work, and the family and friends, and the cooking and the food, and the ice cream, and the this and the that, it was just like a whole all-encompassing celebratory time. Unlike in independence, we are talking about strictly nationalistic approach to celebration. This was like everything. So for all parts and parcels of Jamaica, Christmas was, I should say, and still is, a major part of our culture developed. So between the food and the dance and the music and the community spirit and the cleaning up of the community, all of that during Christmas time. And the spirituality of it all. Because for those who are religious, Christmas is a time to reflect and give thanks and look forward to the new year and so on and so forth. But when you grow up in the country, we just kind of just see it as an escape, a moment in time where that period prior to Christmas, a week or two before, you can see the activity in the air. And like the institution you see in the background here, the Anglican Church, was primary situation where, people would gather and they would sing the Christmas carols and they would, celebrate their religiosity and, embrace what they found to bring solace to their soul and peace and comfort to their hearts. But for us as youths, it was just a time to just have some fun. And the key here is it never required us to have a lot of stuff. We identified with our friends, our family, and our community with the simple things that brought us joys. Simple things, the little toys that we might have made that we couldn't really afford to buy. I can remember back then it was toy gun because the violence wasn't as rampant as it is now. As a matter of fact, there wasn't any violence. I don't remember any violent activities when I was growing up in my little town. Man fight here, man fight here. So I've got in a possession of a little youth and time we just see it as, part and parcel of the cowboy, the bonanza we used to watch on TV and so on, Lone Ranger and all that. So we found simplicity, we found joy in the simple things in life. And it has come full circle. Because as you get older, you come to realize that it's simple is better. Yeah. So for those of us who embrace the culture, the food, the levity, the serenity, the East Bay that you see there in the background, Folly Tip, the Anglican Church, Port Antonio and St. Byron's, Bombrook, Snow Hill, Norwich, Janga Gully, you name it. Maniview in Summerstone Road, French Avenue, Central in general, Radies Road, Wayne Road, Berrydale, Windsor Forest, Windsor Castle, Harthill, Buff Bay, St. Margaret's Bay, Yaman, Priestman's River, Manchester. It's only a reflection of the wider Jamaican community, where many of us understood that as a countryman, our hearts and our minds were shaped by the simple things that we embraced, even during the time of Christmas when it's big and it's bold and it's bright. Yeah, but the simple things that brought us serenity, like the East Bay, you see in the background here. As I always say, walk good, take care, and do no harm. So, for 2022, I might not have a show for the rest of the year. For 2022, there will be some changes, and we have to embrace change, because the only thing that remains the same is change itself. The only thing that remains the same is change itself. Yes, man. So come 2022, we're going to embark on a new path, a different path, a continued path, however, of what we have been doing here in our storytelling. So for those of us who can identify with the country life, growing up as a youth, to be further enhanced by a kind of wider look at our lives as Jamaicans growing up in the rural part of the country. Again, walk good and take it easy.